just a really short video on this Labor Day weekend to maybe give you a couple of ideas of what to do with your students as we have to bring them inside during this heat wave. Or I don't know where you are in the country, but maybe you're having the opposite. But this is something that can help us with our inclement weather. You know, we're here in Southern California in 108 every day right now, and the students, especially my boys, are none too happy that I'm bringing them in during recess time in the afternoon. They're just upset, and it doesn't matter if I show them outside that nobody is outside. I even brought them an article last week from the LA Times showing that even Los Angeles has to have students inside during recess. Didn't matter. They're just upset. But I found an article just this morning in the LA Times about Death Valley. And Death Valley is usually the hottest spot on earth, and it's right here in our very own California. But this little paragraph at the end, I think, will give us some new information for next week. I didn't even know this. Heat is the #1 weather killer because people know not to go outside and stand in front of a tornado. Sometimes they don't know better with the heat. So what do we do with our students when we bring them in? It's tricky. I haven't brought out my rainy day games yet, and I don't want to use my sensory bins because I want to save those for our morning routine. So I came home one day last week and just started searching, for inside games, and I found 2, and I'd like to share one that I got from a friend. So the first one has not worked, but the students have fun just trying it, and it's called Jinx, and it's kind of a play off on the Jinx that we used to play when we were kids, except with this game, you count down from 3, 3, 2, 1, and in a partner, you look at each other and try to say the same word. You're trying to say the same word. And of course, the first time you won't. But then you try it again. And, based on what the students have said, they try to match what the other is thinking. And while we couldn't do it, the students couldn't do it, wonderful Stanley and I tried it, and it was a complete flop. They were giggling and having fun just doing that, just trying. And I used that while we were waiting in line for something. So that was a little quick activity for when you have a few minutes. And then the next one turned out to be so much fun. It's called Guess Who? And I had the students, I just used my little popsicle sticks with their names on it. And so I would pick one student, and that student would come to the front and face me. Then I would pick a second student, and I would point to that student so they would know who they were. And their job is to say, maybe you've played this before, I never had, to say a little phrase, but the first student who was chosen has to guess who's saying that phrase. And they have the option to disguise their voice in any way they choose. And it was so much fun. I think we're going to be able to play this game multiple times through this challenging heat situation that we have here. But, we started with them all at their desks, and within moments they were coming up closer. It was just a bonding game. They all wanted to be close, kind of like at read aloud time. And my one little student, our new student, I said, he got chosen to be the guesser. And I said, he's really going to have a hard time because he's only known us for 3 weeks. And, many of you have known each other since kindergarten. And he looked up at me and he goes, I don't even know any of the girls' names. And we just busted up laughing. And I said, well, do you still want to do it? And he goes, yeah, I still want to try. You get to see some of the students that you expect will be more creative with their phrases. We're pretty straightforward, and some of the students who are kind of low-key and chill came up with the most creative ways to disguise their voices. So it was really fun. Now, I don't know if it's because it's the first time we played this game, but I did find that my students had trouble coming up with a phrase. So I just came up with adjective and adverb phrases like the red apple, the speedy runner, something like that. And I think what I'm going to do for next week, I'll just write some phrases on a card and just give it to them, and they can use that. And then the last activity that we did during our indoor recess time, I need to give credit to my friend Bill, because I came home so frustrated and I texted him. I said, Bill, please help me find some activities. And Bill is the kind of friend that I can just call at any time, and he's there for me. He'll help me with whatever it is I need. And he even comes every year to my classroom to talk about his career in the defense industry. He's a computer programmer there and quite high up. I'm so proud of him. But anyway, he came up with one that was a hit. And I don't know if this is something we can do repeatedly, but it sure was great for that day. And it was make your own secret handshake. And I let them get in pairs and small groups. And it took about, 7-10 minutes. And they had so much fun. You could hear them laughing and giggling. And then I let them perform their secret handshakes. And I told the students, I don't care what this looks like, we are going to applaud like this was the best thing we've ever seen. And they really rose to the occasion and cheered each other on. And it was something that was fun. We did it together, and it got us through our afternoons inside for this week. So I hope that you will find something useful in this. And if you have a secret arsenal of indoor activities, would you share them with us in the comments below? Because boy, sometimes it's hard to come up with fun things to do on inclement weather days. Stay cool wherever you are. Bye-bye.